Hey, what's up guys, Andy here from Krusty Plug, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Before I really jump into the main subject of today's video, which is actually PlayStation Vita, but we'll get there. First of all, I would like to just say that I sincerely hope that all of you guys are safe and sound. It is a bit crazy times at the moment, and whether you believe, kind of the mainstream narrative of the problem, or you believe something else, or, doesn't matter what your kind of approach to this all madness is. I think one of the important things to kind of recognize is that, doesn't matter, what's really going on, it ultimately will affect all us in some way, whether it's going to be directly or indirectly. I think all of us will be affected in some way with this. And I'm already affected, I'm not sick or anything, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any, coronavirus or whatever you want to call it, a little bit of blocked nose, but apart from that, I'm fine. But ultimately, there was an announcement last night from the UK government that they requested that all non-essential businesses, close down and, basically don't operate. And so, as my business was classed as non-essential as well, so we officially decided to close down as of yesterday. I did go in actually back into my workplace this morning to tidy up a few loose ends, but ultimately we weren't serving any public, any customers. And as far as it all goes, now for the next 3 weeks, I'll be without work basically. As far as I'm concerned, I believe my work is secure, so I'm not going to lose my job and I will be able to go back to it, at the other end. But that obviously all can, change. So I'm not sure where it's going to lead. Whether it's going to be 3 weeks or more off work, I don't know at the moment. I think 3 weeks is kind of the speculated timeline, but obviously that all can change and things can, turn for better or for worse. We don't know that yet. But one of the key components, doesn't matter what's going on and what you believe or not, and how it affects you or not, I think one of the key components here would be actually recognize that we shouldn't be panicking, we shouldn't be being anxious about it, and we should really keep positive and good spirit and try to just kind of make the best out of the bad situation, really. And that is actually my plan, because I got 3 weeks off work now, or at least three weeks off. So I got things to do around the house. I got some stuff to do in the back garden. I will have plenty of free time to spend with my children, to watch some Netflix. I will also have some time to make maybe extra few YouTube videos, maybe play some games, watch some of your videos, guys. So yeah, and I think it's kind of probably is really good in this current situation that we are concentrating, fixate on good things rather than bad things, and staying positive I think will help many people to get through this. And I think that's what we can do here as well as a YouTube community. Obviously we are passionate about the games, we like talking about them, we like playing games, and I think in this instance it's probably a good thing for us collectively to get maybe involved a little bit more with this, support other channels, especially smaller channels like my channel. I know that some of your channels, guys, are really small as well, so I'm certainly, will be looking to try to find some time to, get around as many as I can, and, watch some of your videos, comment on your videos, like them, subscribe to new channels, smaller channels, and I think that's, a very positive thing for us all to do at the moment. And yeah, all I hope is that everyone will be safe and sound, and eventually we'll get through this, and all will be good at the other end. Alright guys, that's that, and yeah, fingers crossed for everyone, and let's jump into the main subject now, which is obviously PS Vita. So I never had PS Vita in my collection, and it wasn't really the games console I was actively trying to hunt down. I always kind of wanted one, but it was only if the right deal came along, and fortunately about a couple months ago now, I think it was, the right deal did come along. And one day I went on my Facebook and I noticed I had a notification that one of my friends had listed his PS Vita. Well, it actually wasn't his, it was his son's, but he had listed on behalf of his son to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. And he was selling a boxed PS Vita Slim, which is the model 2000, along with 4 Vita games. And I'm now trying to remember what I actually paid for that bundle. It was either 50 or 60 pounds. So whichever it was, you know, either way, it was an amazing deal, a very, very good value for the money, a bargain basically. But I'll also explain why I think that way, and I'll mention some retail prices in just a little while. But yes, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to PS Vita. I don't really know much about the console, so if there is anything, guys, that you think I should definitely know straight away or be aware of, then please let me know, and that will be much appreciated. So yeah, just drop me a comment down below. But apart from that, so as I said, I got boxed PS Vita, so this is the box. The PS Vita I have taken out, it's sitting there, I'll show you that in a second as well. But here we go, that's a box for it. So as I said, it's the PS Vita Slim, which is the model 2000. This is actually 2016 is the model number. I believe, you know, they do some revisions and then they change these numbers at the back, at the end, you know, like this one is 2016, but ultimately it's a 2000 series. So yeah, the box itself is in a good condition. Comes with all the inserts. The inner cardboard has got the USB cable included, and it also has, as far as I can tell, all the literature included as well. So it's got the manual, so which is great. Now the console itself is in pretty good nick. I would almost go and say it's in a very good condition. But there are a few just minor shortcomings, but I'll just tell you in a second. So first of all, well, that's the console there. That's the back, so nothing too major. If I was really picky, I don't know whether you can really see it here, depends how the light falls, but the back is kind of, there's some scratches, basically wear and tear. I don't believe this was ever kind of kept inside a case, you know, so obviously once it was used, and then, you know, my friend's son probably was just putting down on like a coffee table or something, or his, you know, desk in the bedroom, and obviously over the time it's got a bit scratched on the back, but it's nothing too major. It doesn't take anything away from the console as such. And then initially I didn't notice it, and I don't know whether it was there, and I have managed to get one later on, but basically on the top left corner here there's a slight little vertical scratch. It's about 5mm long or short, depends what way you look at it. And it depends how the light falls on the screen once the screen is off or the console is off. You sometimes notice it, sometimes don't, but it is there. And I tested it earlier on. I only noticed actually that scratch only this evening before I was making this video. I cleaned the screen up, just wiped off my fingerprints, and I noticed there's this scratch. So I don't know whether it actually was there at the time I was buying it, or I have managed to scratch it somewhere in the house somehow, I don't know. But once the screen is on and, you know, the game is on, depends on the kind of the I suppose what's on the screen, what color background is in a game. Sometimes it can be seen, sometimes it cannot be seen. So, and of course, you know, if I was fixating on that scratch, I probably would see it quite easily. But I think once I get indulged into a game, then I wouldn't be really seeing that scratch, and it will just disappear in the background. So I don't think it's anything major, so just maybe a few things to point out. Speaking of scratch, I think maybe I might get a screen protector and put it on, and I think sometimes when you get like small scratches and you put a screen protector on top, like a glass screen protector, I think that also kind of masks the scratch and makes it less visible from memory. I might be wrong, but that's something I might try. But anyway, very pleased overall with the console. It also was supplied with a 16GB memory card inside, so again, good one. Now the games, as I said, I got 4 games with this console, which of course made the deal even better. Speaking of deal per se, As I said, it was about 50 or 60 pounds, I cannot quite remember, but that 10 pounds ultimately doesn't make that much of a difference. But basically I looked up on CX website to see what this all stuff, the 4 games and the boxed PS Vita Slim retails for. PS Slim Vita currently retails for, I believe, £125, and the 4 games retail for about £36. So, excuse me, so if I even narrow it down to £35 and add both together, then, or sum it up, then basically it comes to £160. So you could say, or speculate, or argue, or whatever you want to do, that I got £160 worth of stuff for only a 50 or 60 quid, as far as retail value is concerned. So yeah, the deal was amazing. I think it was really, really good. So I'm really pleased that I actually committed to buy this from my friend, because yeah, PS Vitas I think I've seen popping up on places like Facebook Marketplace ever so often, but I have never seen as good deal as this, so I was very pleased that I got my hands on it. Now, game-wise, so first of all, I got 4 Lego games. We got Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin, so that's one game that was included in the bundle. I have never played this particular game. There's only a few Lego games that I actually have ever played, and have never probably really beaten any of them, have completed them. But I do really, well, I would go as far as and say I do like Lego games, and obviously there's different franchises, and they are pretty good, kind of like platform-based games. And yeah, I looked this up, and this probably, if you as far as the reviews go, this is probably about 7 out of 10 on overall. So quite decent game, I would say, as far as the ratings goes, and I definitely look forward to check it out and play it properly. I did load it up actually the other night, a couple of nights ago, and I played it a little bit for like about 10 minutes to just get a feel of it, and it was, feeling really, really good. Then another Ninjago game, Lego Ninjago Nindroids. This I think rates a little bit lower than the Shadow of Ronin. This is probably about solid 6 out of 10. Still, so not a bad game, probably. I didn't check this one out, but I will be at least checking it out, if not playing it through. So that was another one. And then another Lego game, the third one was Lego Jurassic World. I think this gets quite good reviews, probably about 8 or 9 out of 10. So yeah, really looking forward to play this as well. And speaking of Vita games, which I'm obviously kind of new to, I believe these all came without any manuals, so there's no manuals, and I believe that's pretty common with Vita games, that they just come with a cartridge inside and no, or game chip or whatever you want to call it, and no manual. So I believe that's kind of the standard basically for most games, because obviously initially I was thinking, if the manual's been lost or taken out, but I believe they were just like that since day one. And then the fourth game I got was Uncharted Golden Abyss. I have never obviously played this because I didn't have a Vita, but I want to check this out. This game story is set sometime before the first game that was released on PlayStation 3, so it was before the first Uncharted game, so you could say this is kind of like a prequel. I loaded it up a couple nights ago just to check graphically how it looked, and it looked pretty decent, so I'm definitely going to spend some time playing this. Speaking of Uncharted games, I only have ever completed properly the first game, and possibly I have played it for a long time, but whether I ever got around to complete it, but I possibly have completed the second game, so I have actually kind of played the first and second, so I have not really played any other games in the series after the second one, so I'm still need to kind of go back and spend some time with Uncharted, and obviously being off work at the moment, so that could very well happen. And then because I've already kind of had some PS Vita games on a go with this bundle. They were still open yesterday, but they shut now as well for, I don't know, 3 weeks or if not even longer. But yesterday in my lunch break, I actually popped into the local CX store, and they had only about a dozen PS Vita games, so I kind of looked through and nothing really grabbed my attention apart from this one here. And I paid £15 for this, and I bought this game, and I'm trying to pronounce this, Hakuoki Edo Blossoms. So this kind of caught my eye, and I was kind of a blind buy. I didn't know much about the game, and since then I have learned, I played this actually last night for about 20 minutes, and I have learned that this is a graphic novel, so there's no really a game to play per se. This is more graphic novel, so it didn't really grab me. This is the first game ever, first graphic novel ever I have, encountered. So I'm not too sure about the genre per se. So I'm not sure whether, I'm going to actually enjoy it and it will be a meaningful purchase for me. And also, what I read earlier on today, that apparently this game is allegedly aimed towards a female player base rather than male player base, so that possibly is not helping the situation as well. But as I said, it was blind buy, so this kind of caught my eye for whatever reason. It was £15, so it wasn't necessarily a cheap game to buy, because some games are less than that, but I bought it regardless, and we'll have to just persist and see if I like it, and whether the genre of graphic novels actually grows on me. But that's it, guys. So yeah, that's my basically a little Kickstarter bundle for my PlayStation Vita collection. So I now got the handheld console. I now got a few games to kind of play and try it out and get familiar with the platform. And as I said a bit earlier on, if you have any tips, any recommendations, any warnings, whatever it may be, then please drop me a comment down below and let me know as far as PlayStation Vita platform console is concerned. But that aside, thank you very much once again for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one.